This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for February 15th, 2020, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. When each of us in our own way, in our own direction, start to really embrace the fact that we do have the power to literally move mountains. And we all strive. I think that it is an apparent drive, which is a positive thing for the civilization, that is constantly seeking happiness. It is constantly seeking it. You know, we are in a hustle bustle to, you know, isn't it funny? We hear this a lot. Make happy. Make happy. So it's like we are in a, will this make me happy? It's interesting because what we contain within these bodies is already happy. This is, again, goes into the journey. How can you move yourself into a happiness conscience? Consciously happy. How do you do that? You know, do you have to go out and buy a bunch of things or have a lot of money, or is that it? Doesn't last. You know, the happiness is fleeting. But genuinely, to be consciously happy. There's a difference between conscious happiness and just, you know, flailing around happiness, where we, you know, you have those moments where you're kind of floating and you're just happy. And sometimes no apparent reason, you just kind of tap into that, the source creation flow of happiness of which you are. Now, is it possible for any of us to act happy and feel happy and be happy without a reason in the world, when we don't have to have a reason to be happy? You don't, you know, well, we get this and that'll make me happy. There's no reason to be happy. You can be happy, period, without a reason. And you can also love and do what you will. And how many of us fight negativity? And how many of us continually strive to attain a better life? And how many of us believe that one day will make us feel deeply happy? And how many of us find ourselves at times addicted to the pursuit of some out there somewhere future happiness, of bringing into creating into reality or manifesting a higher vision and then a fantasy of what may come, instead of actually just genuinely enjoying being happy and living in gratitude all the time? That's a huge shift for the civilization, is to be in gratitude all the time and enjoy being happy all the time. And then people go, that's silly. How could you do that? That's the ego mind that comes in and cracks that, you know. You can't, that's not possible. I've had people say, it's not possible. You can't. How can you be, happy all the time? How can you be happy and live in gratitude all the time? You know, there's people that upset you. This happens, that happens. See, they don't get it. Is that it's up to us. If it is to be, it is up to me. And that's the truth. When you say that to yourself, if it is to be, it's up to me. It isn't up to anybody else. And this is connected with all that we are. And, it is the way through the transition that the majority don't have the conscious awareness of knowing that distractions play a role there. The distractions inside us, as they are on the outside, and all these excuses which say it's not possible. And you hear that voice. It's not possible, Frank, to feel spiritually complete, or Doris, or Jane, excuse me, and infinitely happy right now. Okay? Those are excuses. And there's a lot of distractions inside of us as there are on the outside. So, and all they are is excuses. All of them. They're all just excuses that we, that tug of war. Oh, no, you can't. That's not possible. How can you feel spiritually complete and infinitely happy right now? And how do you identify the happiness? The happiness is a choice that is available to all of us to attain in each new moment. And happiness is a conscious choice. And it isn't automatic. So when the understanding sinks in that your innermost happiness is not based upon anything in the outer world, nothing, you then have started and ended your spiritual journey towards liberation. It doesn't matter how people treat you, talk to you, behave around you in life. You always have the choice how you want to respond. You don't have to resist, defend, and protect your ego from anything. You can simply sit back, observe, and be free from it all. Isn't it amazing? What do you think pulls us in to things? How we respond sometimes. What do you think that is? It's the ego mind. It's what it sucks us right in. No? And we literally can simply sit back, observe, and be free from it all. And I think we understand this, that, the ego loves to wallow in sadness, resentment, deception, manipulation, greed, negativity, pain, because these things make it more real and give it substance. Now, without any source of negativity to push against, the ego has no choice but to completely dissolve. Isn't that great? So if there's no source of negativity to push against, the ego has no choice but to completely dissolve. And when there is nothing to fight or resist or scratch, crawl, whatever, then our ego has no purpose and cause. And when we are free from the demanding, controlling ego, we can choose to momentarily feel any negative feelings and then move on to joy and appreciation, because we understand every experience in life is simply a choice. It's a choice. Wouldn't you agree that we each choose how we want to experience everything in this life? Maybe some of us consciously in some ways, and others unconsciously. See, our inner world is a reflection of our outer world. And however you choose to respond to those difficult people in your outer world is always absolute and internal decision. And once each of us, in our own way, in our own direction, can embrace and accept every single unhappy, unsatisfying, and emotionally challenging aspect within ourselves, then we can always respond with love, compassion, and we will truly be free. This is part of the mastering of our journey within. Your internal response to this life, or any life for that matter, ultimately impacts how you feel about yourself. If you're always responding to others in forms of control, criticism, correction, lacking compassion, when you are all alone and all by yourself, sitting just with your own thoughts, you're not going to feel very good about yourself. The mind is in a perpetual play of responses to people, situations, events in your life. So why not choose the response that opens those doors towards feelings of gratitude, expansion, serenity, and jubilation? So, invite yourself to make the decision right in this now that nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you from choosing joy, appreciation, gratitude in any moment. And there is nothing more powerful than each of us remembering that it is our choice. And when we accept this, we'll discover a deep state of freedom within us. And this freedom is continuously emanating from the very core of our being. A lot, and you're getting right now, you're getting that ego, flaring up. It's pretty much understandable. You create a permanent state of happiness. Is it possible? Yeah, it is. Yet can only happen when the ego is not around to interfere. Well, how can that be? Well, we first need to feel safe, protected, and okay with our vulnerability before we can attempt to be at peace with ourselves. Now, firstly, we are discovering a sensation of spaciousness or lightness inside. And we find some distance from the ego mind. Now, this is the first great secret to becoming unstoppably happy. Listen very carefully. You first are discovering a sensation of spaciousness or lightness inside, which means inside you. Then you find some distance from the ego mind. The reason is because this spacious feeling cultivates a heightened state of awareness of your thoughts. The more awareness you have, the more you are conscious of each thought passing by. And the easier it is to step on the train, which is always arriving in the land of appreciation and the town of Blissville. Greater awareness happens for each of us by slowing down in our lives, so we can actually witness the thoughts that pass pass through our minds at lightning speeds. It is the wandering mind that is always taking each of us down the paths of despair and self-pity. So, when we see that we are simply the watcher behind it, we are free from any thought patterns that float by. Can you picture that? Can you picture yourself watching? You're not participating. It's a difference. It's a big difference. You're watching, and you've slowed yourself down. You are not in a tizzy, a hurry, or a stress factor. You're just being. And these thoughts at breakneck speed are zooming by, but you're watching them. See? It is about, in the way that we move, in the way that we consciously comprehend, understand, is how the space between the ego mind becomes broader and broader, which then allows us to look in a different way, and the ego ends up not being around to interfere. So we cultivate a mind that will support us in slowing down and clearly seeing the thoughts that create our emotional states. And this happens through the practice of being centered, focus-centered. It means that you develop the ability to be quiet, calm, and serene. Listening to the thoughts without buying into them. Very important. If you listen to the thoughts, but you become part of them, then you're on the deficit. Okay? This is the only way to penetrate these deep-seated chaos of the mind and remain unshaken by any thoughts that arise. You see how it works? Then the more you look inside towards who you truly are, the easier it becomes to discover your eternal joy that is your true nature. And this is a good quote that I'll share. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something we don't have, but rather of recognizing and appreciating what we do have. Frederick Coing. And isn't that true? Now, we have feelings of joy and love, and they can be cultivated to arise more frequently. And it's by focusing on what we are currently thankful for in our lives right now. Again, it's the now. And in each moment, each now, there is a plethora of things for which to be grateful for. From thousands of miles up into outer space, we can easily see how we are all truly fortunate to live on this awesome, wonderful, beautiful planet. Yet, there are always two sides to every coin. And in any given situation, we are given the choice to feel wonderful and fortunate, and we can also focus on what is not working and see things in a negative light. In every now, there always exists at least two choices. You may miss your bus to work one day, and you can either focus on being late for work or refocus on the beauty of the morning and how they get to enjoy the sunshine for a few more minutes until the next bus comes by. So it's how you choose, only how you choose, that literally lays the road in front of you. It just boils down to when life, we've heard this so many times, when life hands you lemons, do you make lemonade or just suck on the lemon with the sour, puckering lips? Your reality is always a conscious choice. This is about us knowing ourselves very deeply and understanding that it takes what it takes to remember that in every situation, our happiness is a choice, and it is always available to us. And the feeling of joy, the experience of joy, can be accessed instantly when you have enough substantial hours practicing self-acceptance, self-appreciation, and self-approval. These are 3 A+ secrets to living in a state of inner peace. And it is possible in this now moment to accept, approve, and appreciate yourselves exactly as you are. And when you can totally accept, and I mean totally, approve and appreciate your entire life exactly as it is, then you will truly be free. A happy person is not a person in a certain set of circumstances, but rather a person with a certain set of attitudes. 2 downs. Every morning when you wake up, each of us, quietly say to yourself, just for today, I'm deciding to be grateful and happy for what is, no matter what it is. Okay? So every morning when you wake up, try this. Say it to yourself. Just for the day, I'm deciding to be grateful and happy for what is, no matter what it is. Proclaim to the universe that you have the power to be unstoppably happy, and nobody can take this away from you. Only you can. The moment you wake up every morning, decide that you are free. Do it deeply from the heart mind. You are free to be miserable and free to be grateful no matter what comes your way. And this proclamation, I guarantee you, will create a powerful, energetic shield that will protect and liberate you from any negative thinking. And it literally brings you to uncontrollably happiness. And if ever your negative inner commentary starts to flare up, and it does with all of us, we're not immune to it. You know, if our negative inner commentary starts to flare up and daggers of negative thoughts are constantly directed our way, we can imagine deflecting them with a bright white light. We can imagine to have the most amazing negativity shield that cannot allow any negative thoughts to enter, such as the white fire. See those negative thoughts bouncing off of your awareness and leaving your consciousness completely untouched. And choosing to operate from this lighter place of kindness and gentleness with yourself instantly creates a foundation for more happiness to enter you. And it's a commitment. It isn't temporary. It is permanent. And it is our choice. Either way. It's all about being vigilant of these negative thoughts and understanding that each one is coming from outside of you. Even though thoughts may feel like they're coming from your innermost world, they are not. Everything exists on the outside, on the periphery of consciousness. He says pure, untainted awareness is always at the very center. Now, for us to know this, no negative voice in our minds can drag us into an emotional dumpster. Negativity is a gift that has been given to make us grow. It's really that simple. How does it make us grow? Where we concentrate through our own choice of not choosing to involve ourselves with it. That's why it's such a great gift, because it activates within us the understanding and consciousness of saying, I don't care to interact with anything that is negative. Anything. So when you'll realize this, if you haven't already, when that negative voice is in your head, and it's actually adopted, or energetically inherited from someone else, someone in your distant past, then you can choose to believe it is not you. And these negative thoughts that are not your thoughts, all thoughts are borrowed, inherited from others along the way. Now, they may seem like yours because you've repeated them thousands and thousands of times, but if you trace them back to the original source, you'll see that they were probably from your mom, your dad, or some other relative, or anyone in your life travels. We are all born as purest beings of the highest light and love. We are completely innocent angels at the very core. The negative thoughts that we inherited always come from other people who we have met in this life or even in past lives. And perhaps they were caught in a perpetual depressing situation, fighting their own emotional anxiety, and then dispelled their negative words that you knowingly heard all throughout your childhood. Your negative thinking patterns are not yours. Even though you have to be responsible for the ones you've inherited and perpetually repeat in your brain now, your freedom boils down to realizing that you are innocent and truly divine. You are more pure than the cleanest water at your very core. And the best response to all this negative programming, that's what it is, that you've received is compassion and gratitude. The best response to all this negative programming is that you've received is compassion and gratitude. You can be thankful to this negative voice because it's always you to have empathy for others who constantly battle with their pain. Yet, each of us must always remember that the truth that this negativity is not yours. It was only given to you as a gift so you could understand this world of duality. Lightness and joy would not have such divine qualities unless you knew what darkness and devastation were like as well. You see how you move into gratitude from every perspective. And it is only the state of pure, unadulterated, unattained awareness that can liberate each of us. And this awareness allows us to relax deeper into the core of your being, where the source of your divinity, where pure love and positive creativity abides. And there is nothing more precious in this world than this realization. A clear, joyful state of mind is absolutely sacred. And as we dedicate our lives to keeping it healthy, happy, loving, and free, it will protect us in return. Keep your hearts and minds free from any negativity that wants to stick to your pure awareness by not giving it any attention. Acknowledge that the negativity is there to present dualist perspective. yet ignore any identification with the negative source. Practice. It is simple. It is a simple procedure. With all your negative thoughts, you will magically see them all fade away. Sit and rest safely in the source of pure awareness. This is each and every one of us, our invincible happiness shield. And the more we practice this, the more obvious it becomes that your happiness is not at the mercy of your environment or other people's state of mind. You always have the power to create any experience in life that you desire. The choice is always yours where you want to direct your attention. Aim it on an unstoppable source of happiness, and you will experience just how powerful you really are. Be a dynamo of irrepressible joy. Babaji. Set the intention right now, in this very now, in this moment. When you wake up tomorrow morning, before you start your day, you will remember this message. You will remember the secret to being unstoppably happy. You will practice happy no matter what happens all day long. This is your mission. It's all of our missions. And if you decide to take it on, it will push you so deep inside yourself that you will find a permanent state of joy at the core. Yet after you proclaim this choice, gently remind yourself as you go through the day that you are committed to being unstoppably happy. Practice vigilance with your thoughts, and you will naturally see how easy it is to choose happiness over any negative thinking. It is always up to you. You have the power inside you, we all do, to make those decisions that will make today the happiest day of our lives. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. Do you ever notice that when you are happy, genuinely, without any type of external motivation, you're much more relaxed, and you just don't experience stress? These are all the side benefits of being happy. So you relax the body. Just let everything go. You know, if you could picture this, and for some it's kind of scary, but if you could say, I'm letting go of everything. At this very now, in this very moment, I am letting go of everything. Anything that is not a positive, happy thought, feeling, experience, I'm letting it go. You know? All my worldly attachments, I let them go. Doesn't mean they're going to burn up and disappear. You're letting go of the attachment of, and here's our attachment. Our attachment is that we stick ourselves to these external things because we honestly are thinking through the ego mind that it's going to continually try to make us happy. And we all know that it doesn't. So we just let it go, all of it. And as you do that, you begin to just kind of float in lightness. And the body responds and just kind of deflates. Stress falls off. Shoulders drop. You know, anxieties, worries. I can guarantee you that many of you are worrying about something for tomorrow, or the next day, or a month from now, or 3 months, 4 months from now, that there's something that you're worrying about, that you're stressing about. Let it all go. In this moment, in this now, let it all go. And you'll see how how your body is going to respond in kind. So as we do this, we want to move into the now. We relax the body, we move into the now. And we do it very serenely, easily, and the now is everything. The now is the past, the present, and the future. And in this very now, we're creating our futures. And as we make the commitment into being unstoppably happy, what do you think our future is going to be that we're creating? Each of us. Now, we sure as heck, we've learned this, all of us have, I think for the most part, to varying degrees. We don't care to go into our past, open up the door, drag all of the things that we've experienced with us to create our future. I don't think so. So we operate in the now. Do we wander off into the future? No, because we're in the now. We're creating the future. Why do we need to wander off into it and wonder and wish? What that wonder if this, and you're creating it. So as we do this, and we relax the body, move into the now, we want to breathe. And we breath in through the nose and breath out through the mouth. Take a nice, healthy breath in through the nose, and we hold it just for a small period of time, 3 seconds. And we use the vibrational frequency of these words for the 3 seconds. I am light, I am love, I am. I am light, I am love, I am. I am light, I am love, I am. And then we exhale, we breath out through the mouth. I want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. As we breath in, we're breathing in divine positive energy. It focuses us on the now. Only the now. Nothing else. Just the now. Our breath is an ally to help us be mindful that we are in the now. And by focusing on the breath, it lends us the understanding that you're in the now. If you're focusing on your breathing, you're in the now. It's when you take your breathing for granted and you shallow breathe and you're doing this and doing that, and you're not in the now, I can guarantee you. And as we breath in, we pull in and breath in divine positive energy. What is this? It is the highest of highest high frequencies. It is pure, deep, eternal love. And it is of which we were made of through source creation. And it's interesting because some people will say, well then, okay, who created Mother, Father, God? Source, creation. Who created Prime Source, Creator, God? Source, creation. So, okay, so who created source creation? Consciousness. Who created consciousness? Consciousness. So you can see something. It's never ending. The answer will always be, who created consciousness? Consciousness. Well, who created that consciousness? Consciousness. Well, then who created that consciousness? Consciousness. You see? It is infinite. So we brought this in, and this divine positive energy comes in through our God, our kingdom of God, through our heart minds. It does not go in through the ego / mind. It is through the heart mind, vibrational frequencies that communicates to us is that let it all go, all of it, everything. Forgive everything about you in every aspect, way, shape, form possible, and make the choice for yourself that you are unstoppably happy and that you are unstoppably in the deepest, deepest, deepest of gratitude. And it doesn't matter for what, it's just being in gratitude. You don't need to have something to be grateful for. It is just being grateful for being. That's it. Now, as we breath out, we're breathing out. Of course, okay, you know, the ego been around a long time, see, and it's had its way a long time. So we understand that, but we also understand that we are now conscious. And that as we separate ourselves from the ego, mind, we find much more space away from it. And by being unstoppably happy and unstoppably in deep gratitude, you'll find eventually that the ego leaves. It dissipates. Now, isn't that wonderful motivation to commit to being unstoppably happy and unstoppably in deep gratitude? Now we operate through we are the heart mind, and we are in the kingdom of God. And we're all together. And we have many with us. And we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. All of them. They're a civilization. They vibrate at a different frequency. We vibrate at a different frequency. Right now we don't see each other we don't see them like we see ourselves. We feel them. We interact. Sometimes they appear in humanoid form. They're all of the highest of deepest eternal love from the highest deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes. And we have the ascended masters. Both of these have been with us for a very long time, from the beginning. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thought, and many, many, many more. What's the difference? They're mastering like we are. They've just mastered more. And so they ascend out of body and they hold God form. That's what we are. We're all God form. We're all created in the image of our Creator, source creation. And so, the Ascended Masters can at times enter whenever they want to do certain things and then leave. We are ascended into body. We hold our God form within the body. The body is the temple, holds our God. And we are in the unstoppable happiness right to our very center of our core being. And we are in unstoppable gratitude. And we are in that always. And as we practice it, we will find that it is our natural state of being. So all of us, in the highest of deepest eternal love from the highest deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes, come together. We form a circle of light, a halo around the equator of this planet Earth Gaia. Arm in arm, hand in hand. And our light is so bright. Where does it come from? It comes from the gods that we are, of the creation from source creation, of the light, the true light of creation, not the Luciferian, the true light. And it is so brilliant that it literally grays out the darkness of space. It doesn't need atmosphere to move because it is the atmosphere. It is of all things. So, what do? We begin to float up. We levitate. And as we do this effortlessly, we step outside the body. And as we step outside the body, we float above the head. And we have all this source creation, this wonderful frequency energy entering us right from our crown chakra all the way out the bottoms of our feet back again. And we are compelled to call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light, in the highest of deepest gratitudes. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex will fill this universe. They come in the trillions of Gugaplexes. All forms, all constructs of all existence, all universes. And arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are all one. We are all love, and our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of Agartha, hollow earth, inner earth, beneath earth, many, many, many civilizations. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion and non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the deepest of eternal love. Their gods with our gods with theirs. We are all one. We are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the galactics, off-worlders. All of those civilizations, and there are many. And just to name a few, a fraction, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Syrians, many, many, many more. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in billions. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the deepest of eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. Their gods with our gods with theirs. We are all one. We are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are in the highest and deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the deepest of eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the highest of deep eternal love. And we're all one. And we're all love. And their gods are with our gods, and our gods are with theirs. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. Now, we call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light, in this planet Earth Gaia. And just to name a few, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. And many, many, many more. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes and from the highest and deepest eternal love and from the highest and deepest eternal gratitudes can join us in this meditation, this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the trillions of shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we have never seen before. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. In this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light, they are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. We are in the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. We are all one. We are all love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It floods us continuously. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. We created this sphere 2 years ago. It sits center circle. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. They don't fade, they intensify. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. It can be seen in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It lifts the very fabric of creation. It is pure source creation. It is the highest of deepest eternal love, and it's from the highest of deepest eternal love. It is absolute. It is far-reaching. It keeps expanding and changing the very frequencies of all that there is. Feel it as it saturates your biological, physical form, your God form, and fills you with unstoppable happiness, unstoppable gratitude. You feel the gratitude of who and what you are in the now. Why are you grateful? You're grateful for being. Why are you unstoppably happy? Because you choose to be. There's no room for any of us in negativity. None. And there is no room for any of us to continually entertain the ego mind. We look down upon this planet, Earth Gaia, we see all of our family, all life, everything on, in, above, and below. They too are being flooded. They all have choices. You know, you choose to be unstoppably happy. You choose to not be negative. You let all that go. You choose to. Why wouldn't we choose that of which we are? Why would we choose the other to entertain negativity? It is always our choice. Choose the choice of being unstoppably happy. Choose to be in the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes for you. For you. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. always our choice, but when we are conscious and aware and in our own way, in our own direction, we can choose to be unstoppably happy. And then also choose to be in the deepest of deepest gratitudes for being. Excuse me, imagine that. And practice. Choose to practice it. This is part of our journey within us, the very core of our being. You do this, and you will experience through your own creation, through your own creativity, phenomenal frequencies. And you will find it almost distasteful to embrace anything negative, because understand, it's all around. It isn't you. It isn't you. It's everything around you. And you can choose, no, I'm not going to go there. I have no interest. Why would I want to be negative about anything? No matter what's occurring. We choose, and guess what? You shift the frequency on the spot. As soon as you do this from your heart mind, you shift the frequency on the spot. You move out of that muck. I don't know of anything that'd be more exciting for us to know that we do that. And you know what's nice about it? When you do it, you will experience a major frequency shift. And the flood of positivities and good and joyful will be unimmeasurable. So take it with you the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. There's no way you won't like it. We will be back here February 16th, Sunday, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue the Global Guided Meditation calls.